This is a quick video about how to travel internationally with a pet and specifically bringing a cat to Germany. I will have a longer video out about this in a couple of weeks where you can watch me struggle through the process. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the USDA's Animal and Plant Inspection Service website. That is aphis.usda.gov. This website has information on how to bring your pet from the US to another country, how to bring your pet from another country back to the US, and how to travel state to state with a pet. There's a lot of information on this page. The first thing I did was actually go to step 2, which is looking up the destination country's requirements. And I did this many months in advance. I clicked on the drop-down menu and chose Germany because that is where we are traveling and that's where we're going to be living for the next 3 years. I took some time to familiarize myself with all of the requirements the USDA and Germany have for shipping my pet overseas. The next thing I did is actually step 1 here on this webpage, which is connecting with a USDA accredited vet. This is something I did not know. Not all vets are USDA accredited. I didn't even know that there was such a thing as a USDA accreditation. But at least 3 months in advance, I brought my cat in. I met with this USDA accredited vet, and we sat down together and went through all of the requirements for bringing a pet from the US to Germany. And you must know that requirements vary country by country, so make sure you are specific in looking up your specific country's requirements. So I sat down with the vet, we went through and pulled up my cat's shot records, her medical history, and all of that, and we identified the things that she had already that satisfied Germany's requirements, but the things that she needed to get. And right at that initial meeting with the vet, I wasn't expecting to have anything done, but we were able to get my cat set up with a microchip, and it had to be a specific type of microchip that's compliant in the EU. We then set up an appointment to bring my cat back in 8 days before we fly out, because this is very important. You need to get a USDA stamped and approved and embossed health certificate for your pet. You need to have this to travel. But it can't be signed and stamped more than 10 days before you arrive in the country. So we set our appointment to be 8 days beforehand because my vet said she had instances where they did it 10 days in advance, but then the person's flight got delayed by a couple days, and that makes the certificate not applicable anymore because it was too far in advance. So 8 days before, I bring my cat back in, she does an exam, she fills out a bunch of stuff online, and I brought with me a prepaid shipping label from the UPS to have my vet put that in with all of my information because the USDA then has to send you that certificate back in the mail. We got my certificate the day before we flew to Germany, so that shipping label was very important. Follow for part 2.